What's up, y'all? J Roos Theory out here in the West End, ATL, chilling. Just want to talk about the day your boy was a fanboy. I say I hate when people say it's your boy, but it might apply this time because I was genuinely a fanboy when I went to go watch Lennox Lewis versus Vladimir Klitschko. And when I was at Lennox Lewis versus Lionel Butler in Sacramento, California, 1995, I went with my buddy Arturo. We both worked at the airport at FedEx. And there was some dudes behind me talking mad stuff about Lennox Lewis. You know, back then Americans didn't like Lennox Lewis. So they just kept saying stuff. And then, before he even got in the ring, and by the time he got in the ring, I had had enough. I turned around and looked at him, and they started kissing up to me the rest of the fight after that. I guess they could tell I wasn't the one to play with, And not to mention Jorge Luis Gonzalez was there. You remember the Cuban fighter with the hair just hanging down in the back, like he was balding in the hair. This dude had a cowboy hat on, sitting probably about 5 rows or maybe even 8 rows ahead of me. I was near the ring. This dude starts mad dogging me. Even my buddy was like, "Hey, you see him?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "This dude ain't intimidating nobody." I'm like, and then you saw what Riddick Bowe did to him later. Gonzalez had beaten Lennox Lewis and Riddick Bowe in the, I believe, Pan American Games, but in the pros, Riddick Bowe cleaned his clock. And but back to me and this guy behind me. I just gave him a look, like I said, and he just stopped. But I was at Lennox Lewis's last fight. I know you guys that have subscribed to me have heard me talk about it. I was at the Lennox Lewis Klitschko fight, and there was a lot of Lennox Lewis haters back then, and so I get revved up. My buddy Art was like, "Man, I ain't going to no more fights with you." It's like I just transformed into super fighter, fanboy 101, and I remember just standing up as people were leaving the Staples Center, going down the escalator, and I'm sitting there. Yeah, I was in the nosebleeds, and that's where I met Coach James Bashir. But anyway, I was in the nosebleeds, and as people were going down the escalator, I was like challenging everybody. I was like, "What? Lennox Lewis, what?" I was like, talked about amped up fanboy. I was ready to take on that whole arena. Anybody that went against Lennox Lewis, I was ready to just steal on them right there. But so I can understand fanboys, but it's just like I was just ready to fight. Nowadays, dudes just want to sit around and talk junk on the internet and cuss people out, like weak stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't even understand stuff like that because it's like, why would you just want to sit on the internet and like talk a good game? When I was growing up, you had to have a knuckle game to back it up. But yeah, I was on another level. I was really into Lennox Lewis. I remember, I'm not gonna name him, but I almost got into it with a family member after the Lewis Holyfield fight. How Lennox Lewis got robbed of a victory in that first fight. That was clearly a win for Lennox Lewis. My cousin just started. I think I just gave it away, but a certain relative just kind of started running off at the mouth, and I just had enough, and I got in his face, he got in my face, but of course I just had it, and I never backed down, and we got into it twice, but it was still stemming from that little incident over the Evander Holyfield Lennox Lewis fight. He just kept talking too much, and I had enough, and I called him out in front of everybody, and he didn't like that, and whole family saw it, and kind of embarrassing now. It's like childish, like I shouldn't have done that. But I was a fanboy one time. Not the kind of fanboys, like I said today, that like to, cuss people out. I didn't get down like that. I don't use foul language. I just like to fight. Like to fight back then, like to fight now. But it's not cool to be a fanboy. Anyway, let me know if you guys were ever a fanboy. Let me know when and who were you a fanboy of. It's the J. Roos theory, LSR forever. Make sure to subscribe and be fearless. Yay.